There are fragrances that earn their hype, and then there are fragrances that ride it. Bade'e Oud Honour and Glory is one of the most talked about Arabic releases of the last few years. It's everywhere on fragrance TikTok, on Reddit. Every budget fragrance list you've ever clicked on has this thing sitting comfortably in the top 10. So I finally got it, I wore it, and I tested it properly. And I genuinely don't understand what people are smelling. Let's start with what this actually is. Honour and Glory by Lattafa's Bade'e Oud line. An oriental, gourmand, heavy on vanilla, amber, and a sweetness that hits you like you're walking into a dessert shop on a hot summer's day. There's also a slightly funky pineapple note, but we'll get to that later on. The bottle itself looks the part. White, ornate, opulent. The kind of thing you put on your shelf and people ask you about it. So I'll give it that. The opening, here's where it starts falling apart. There's this burst of something rich and warm, which is really nice. A little oud, some floral notes, and then immediately the pineapple and the sugar just punches you in the face, and it doesn't leave. For the first couple of hours, this thing is relentlessly, almost aggressively sweet with a bit of a sour and a little bit of a funky note. Now, I want to be fair here, because sweetness isn't automatically a flaw. Some of my favorite fragrances lean sweet, but the sweetness in Honour and Glory has no real depth to it, at least not early on. It's a flat, one-dimensional sweetness, like someone took a good concept and turned the dial to maximum without asking if that was actually the move. On my skin, the first 2 hours were genuinely uncomfortable to wear, especially in warm weather. I tested this in winter and spring, and look, every time I used it, I wondered who is reaching for this in summer. If your idea of a summer fragrance is something that smells like a sour pineapple creme brulee in 30-degree heat, then go right ahead. But for most people, it's just not it. And this is the core problem with how Honour and Glory gets positioned. It gets lumped in with all-rounder recommendations, great for any season lists, budget powerhouses, and it's just not that versatile in my opinion. On Fragrantica, it's literally marked as an every season, day or night fragrance, but I would completely disagree with it. If you're wearing this, you're wearing it on a cool summer night. In my opinion, that's the one context where it actually makes sense, where the air is crisp and the sweetness has something to push against, and it works on a cool summer night or going into autumn. But that's a very narrow window for something with this much hype attached to it, and even in that scenario, I personally have better options. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and honestly, this is the only reason why this fragrance is still in my collection. Dry down. Around the 2 to 3 hour mark, something shifts. The fragrance becomes a gourmand creme brulee smell, and it smells very nice. However, I don't know when I want to smell like creme brulee. Maybe I would want my partner to smell like that, but me personally, I'm not really looking to smell like an edible creme brulee walking around the streets. And the longevity is pretty good. It's not astronomical, but you're getting around 6 hours, and the sillage in the opening is pretty good as well. It's not a subtle fragrance, but it's not overly in your face either. But here's my honest take. When I'm reaching for something on a cool evening, which is the exact scenario where this is supposed to shine, I still find myself gravitating towards other things in my collection. Fragrances that do the warm, the sweet, the intimate thing, but with more sophistication, nuance, and without making me feel like I bathed in sour pineapple and dessert for the first 2 hours. So, where does that leave Honour and Glory? Look, it's not a bad fragrance, it's just a fragrance that got handed a reputation it couldn't handle. The hype set expectations that the opening simply does not meet. And unless you're patient enough to wait for the dry down and you want to smell like an edible creme brulee, then this is just not for you. For the price point, which is genuinely low, you're getting good quality, you're getting an original creation, impressive longevity, and great presentation overall. So does that mean this is worth it? In my opinion, no. Do I think it's overhyped? Yes, and overrated without a question. But for the right person in the right occasion, I would give it a 6.2 out of 10. The creme brulee dry down is the only reason this doesn't score lower, but if you came here expecting summer versatility or an all year round signature fragrance, this is not it, especially if you're a man. Maybe if you're a woman you could get away with it, but not for me. If you want something that's actually good on summer nights, I'm going to be dropping a video very soon, so stay tuned for that. But that's about it for today. I'll see you in the next one.